This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Well, happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody. Welcome in to the studio, the Simply Superior studio. Thank you to Gus Arundel and our folks at Springer Mountain Farms. We are inside the A-Cuff house on the Opry Plaza. Rain's coming down, but it is not dampering our spirits on Cinco de Mayo. First Monday of the brand new month, and we got a lot of stuff to get to. ACM week, and boy, is it going to be a packed one. I'm actually heading to Texas right after the show today, so I'll be sending back some updates and telling you what's going on from the big state.
Unfortunately, slightly different wardrobe than Stagecoach. This wasn't just wash, repack. This is an entirely different itinerary.
Totally different. 2 bags.
Yeah.
This is a 2-bag trip, friends.
You won't need your bandana, though. You'll be able to breathe at least.
That is true.
See?
That is true. Very true. But I think I threw a bandana in there just for good measure.
There you go.
Just in case we needed it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of stuff to get to. We'll give you some updates. Another ACM award was already handed out. We've got 4 that have already been announced before the show. We've had a few others that have been added to the show that we'll give you updates on. So all things ACMs, we got you covered there. Also coming up, guys, these videos, I'm telling you, when I find some of these, I get so excited. I can't wait to share. So hello to everybody who's watching us on Circle and all of our streaming partners. Get ready. There's a great video. Carly Pierce, I love you. So Kelsey Ballerini just wrapped up her tour. There was something that happened at the end of her tour. Carly was like, that's not how I do it. Let me show you how I do it. So stay tuned. Very funny. Also, an incredible catch at the Yankees game. Mm-hmm. That was nuts. Who were they playing when you found this video?
Yeah, they're playing the Tampa Bay Rays, and it's a dad and his daughter in the crowd, and I'll leave it at that.
It's so good. Mm-hmm. Happy birthday, by the way, to Annie Nye. She is taking a day. She's with her family, I think, in New Jersey. So happy birthday to Annie. Happy birthday to Adele, who is 37. And we also have Little Zaw, the rapper, who's 31.
Want to play the new one from Little Zaw?
We'll hold that one for later.
Okay.
We'll let Aaron play that this afternoon.
Yeah, she's more of a Little Zaw. Little Zaw. Oh, Jeff Hogue. Jeff Hogue loves the Little Zaw.
He does love a Little Zaw.
Yeah.
Brand new Opry merch is dropping today, y'all. We are so excited to get our hands on this. It's Imogene and Willie. We've done another collaboration with them, and we have one of their people coming in that's going to show off some of those beautiful pieces. Excited about that. Jackie Barkley's going to be here, and she is going to show off those new pieces. Maybe I'll grab one and put it in my suitcase as I head off to Texas.
If offered to us.
I mean, I've got a credit card. I'll see what I can do.
More Coffee, Country, and Cody is on WSM.
There's only one thing I love more than playing country music, and that would be shopping for country music merch. And that is a very true story. Anybody that knows me knows every time that I go anywhere, I'm like, oh, let's see what they've got for sale. Well, we have got some really cool items, and here to tell us all about it, it's Jackie Berkeley. She's the Director of People and Culture at Imogene and Willie. We've been doing collaborations with y'all this year, celebrating our Opry 100, and you just have been knocking it out of the park. I gotta say, the first drop happened, and we can see our Opry shop from where we sit right now. And the jackets in the window, all of us were just pining for them. We were like, look at that one. You bought the white jacket.
I did, but what was interesting was I went in thinking for sure I'm going to get the denim. And then tried them both on, sent pictures to my wife, and she said, oh, the denim's great, but the white is you.
The white
so
is
it's like,
you.
Oh, she's right. The white is, it is
we
me.
love doing a collaboration. So, Jackie, how long have you been working with Imogene and Willie?
I have just come across my 9-year mark with Imogene and Willie out of the 15 years that the brand has been around. So it's been a while.
Well, may I say, Director of People and Culture is one of the coolest titles.
That's a great title.
It is.
Such a cool title.
Thank you. It can mean a lot of things, for anything from HR to sitting here in this chair.
There you go. For people who aren't familiar with Imogene and Willie, give us some of the backstory on how it got started and what the culture is like.
For sure. So in 2009, it was started as a denim brand in 12 South in Nashville, an old service station where our store still operates today. And it was founded by a couple from Kentucky with an extensive history working in denim. Matt and Carrie Edmondson started Imogene and Willie, and over the past 15 years, we've sort of blossomed from definitely being sort of completely passionate about denim, but have expanded our collection to include all sorts of really fun apparel, between T-shirts, jackets, and even hats and socks. The sort of graphic merchandise has been a really big part of what we've been doing lately. But most importantly, always made in the U.S., designed in-house in our building. And yeah, it's great.
It's so cute.
Thanks.
Well, when we got a look at the first drop, like I said, everybody went nuts. But these are a few of the pieces that we saw the first time around. Hot dog, I love the Grand Ole Opry t-shirt, was one of my absolute favorites. And then we've got the Ryman, the Mother Church shirt as well. When you were putting this together, was there a direction that you were going? I know really pulling on some of the history since we are celebrating 100.
Yeah, so I think the team was trying to do their best to really encapsulate 100 years, which is a huge amount of history. To just boil down into a few pieces. But what Imogene and Willie really does best is the fun and the playful meeting the reverence for the impact that a staple like the Opry has had, not only on Nashville, but on the world and the world of country music. So we like to kind of toe that line, be a little bit goofy, but then also really pay an homage to the past 100 years.
The thing I loved is, the designs are great and they make me smile, but you can feel the quality. I mean, that t-shirt is a quality shirt. I put the jacket on. It was so much more substantial. I thought it was just going to be kind of like an old members only kind of jacket. And I put it on, I'm like, oh no, I'm loving the feel of this. Then every piece has that.
Yeah.
Thanks. That's a really important part of what we do. Like I said, everything is designed and then produced by our team. And I think that is one of the reasons why people do come to us is not only is the aesthetic quality so good, but the quality of the garment. It's made with love, made to last. That's been our slogan for a long time. And we want something that you're going to wear like crazy and it's going to hold up for as long as possible.
I love the hats, by the way. You've got a few of them here. This one has our tower on it, which I love. It says tallest tower in the USA, Grand Ole Opry, Nashville, Tennessee. So that's a little nod to WSM. And then you've got the Opry hat. I love that. That's cute.
I'm a huge baseball fan, and this just reminds me of the hats that Babe Ruth would have worn. Literally 100 years ago.
Exactly.
Because it's all wool. It's just it's a beautiful hat.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's right. Taking vintage inspiration, and when something works really well, there's no reason to change it.
And Jackie, you've got some of the T-shirts.
So
show them off for us.
These are some of the latest. Let's see. Where's my camera?
There you go. Turn towards Charlie a little bit. There you go. Perfect.
We've got this one.
That looks like a Riders in the Sky caricature almost.
And we've got this one every Saturday night.
Grand Ole Opry every Saturday night. Yeah. Look at that.
And not only that, we have some socks too.
Charlie, you like the fun socks.
I have the two pairs available, so I'll be adding the third soon.
They're super fun. And Charlie, I don't know if you know, but one of the cool things about what we do is if it's not something that we make directly, then we partner with really amazing brands to make things for us. We've had a partner for a long time in Fort Payne, Alabama, making our socks for us at a really fabulous family-owned and operated sock mill. And so they produce all of our socks. So not only can you ensure that what we're making is made in the USA, but all of these pieces, if they have our label on it, they are made right here.
Well, there's some music history in Fort Payne, Alabama, too.
Yeah,
for sure. For sure.
There's a lot happening there. So this collaboration, this is the second drop. Are you guys working on other stuff too? Maybe? I don't know.
I think there's a third.
Oh, good. I'm so excited.
With a chance like this one, we wanted to really go big. And so I think definitely 3 drops. And we really want to be able to take the chance to spend this whole year as you guys are to help celebrate the Opry Centennial.
You're doing it so well. Thank you for representing the brand and doing it, like you said, with reverence, but also it's fun. And when you see all of the aesthetic of it, it just really immediately your eye is drawn to that.
Good.
And it's gorgeous. So shop.opry.com for everybody that is watching or listening to us this morning. If you want to check it out, the new stuff is available. Shop.opry.com. The first drop, there's stuff there as well. I'm really loving the denim shirt, the embroidered denim shirt. I just showed you. I have mine in there that I'm taking with me. But yeah, so many really cool pieces that are available. Thank you for being here.
It's such a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
And congratulations on baby girl.
I was going to say, want to give a shout out to Miss Millie? She won't be watching,
home.
but you can show her at some point.
That's right. That's right. She'll be glad to hear her name.
I love this so much. Well, thank you so much for coming in. That's Jackie Berkeley. She's the director of people and culture at Imogene and Willie. Again, shop.opry.com. Go there. Check it out, everybody. Get yourself something nice. It's Cinco de Mayo. You should celebrate. From the forthcoming album, Carrie Strikes Back. That is Church Bells. I told her, I said, listen, I just want you to know that you have enough songs right now. You could do an entire revenge album just with 2 Black Cadillacs and Blown Away, Church Bells, Before He Cheats. Truly, just a full revenge album. And I love that.
We famously had the trio with Dolly Parton, Emmylou Harris, and Linda Ronstadt.
Sure.
I think you could take Carrie Underwood, Carly Pearce, Kelsey Ballerini, put them all together and do a good album with, good hate.
Oh, there's nothing we love more in country music than some good old-fashioned hate.
Big fan of hate.
Yeah, let it out. If you got hate in your heart, let it out. There it is. Carrie Underwood on stage of the Grand Ole Opry. Okay, this is the moment I could not wait to share with everybody. So Kelsey Ballerini just wrapped up her big girl tour, is what she called it. It was Kelsey Ballerini Live. She was doing arenas for the very first time. And just to save her own natural hair, she was wearing a wig every night on stage, which, by the way, I saw her and did not know that was a wig. That's how good it was. So she was wearing the wig, and she posted a video of her makeup artist taking the wig off of her backstage. Carly saw it and was like, yeah, okay, I do that, but I do it a little different. Take a look at this.
And this is a dream. My sweet friend Kelsey posted a 2-minute video where she very delicately, very professionally, very correctly, very gracefully takes her wig off. And I feel called out. I feel like I'm clearly not doing it right, because this is how long it takes me to take my wig off.
She literally just snatches it off in one fell swoop, less than a second. Boom. And she's done. I love you, Carly. And I clearly I'm missing out on the wig game here. I don't have a wig, and I guess I need one. So
I've worn a Dolly wig at the podium at the Grand Ole Opry.
you did.
I thought I rocked it, honestly. I look more like Dee Snider from Twisted Sister, if you remember.
I do.
We're Not Going to Take It back in the day.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So I love the fact that Carly's like, well, that's sweet that you have but I think Kelsey's is a lace front, which means it's glued down onto her skin.
Oh.
And so her makeup artist is going in with a Q-tip with probably some mineral spirits to get all of the glue off, to take it off gently. Okay. Where Carly, I think, just has the regular wig where she puts a couple bobby pins in it and then she's done.
There you go.
That's more my speed, by the way. All right. This is a video that you saw and you said, hey, we got to show this. An unbelievable catch that happened at the Yankees game.
Yep. Yankee Stadium, Yankees and the Tampa Bay Rays, and a dad and his daughter.
So daughter is on his shoulders.
Yes.
Dad is in the stands.
Yeah.
Foul ball comes their way. This is what happens. He's got the glove out.
He's going to catch the ball. She covers his eyes.
How about that?
And he still caught it.
It's dad power right there.
That's impressive.
That is incredible. So the dad has the glove out. He's ready to catch. The little girl is sitting on his shoulders, and she just automatically puts her hands over his eyes. And he still caught the ball.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Reaches up and gives her the baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What would have been the icing on the cake is if she would have thrown it back.
Yeah.
That would have been the moment that you would be like, oh, honey. But yeah. And honestly, the mom in me was like, nervous that he wasn't going to catch the ball and it was going to hit her. So I was holding my breath, and then he caught it, because when he closed his eyes, I was like, oh, I hope he doesn't like drop her. Or have you seen the one where the guy's holding the baby and a beer?
Yeah, and still catches the ball.
And like drops the baby, but catches the ball, but catches the baby again before it hits. I was like, oh, somebody got talked to when he got home later that night. I'm just saying. Hey, Let Freedom Sing is coming up. It's the 4th of July, everybody. We're going to have a big time here in Music City getting ready for it. And it was just announced your headliner this year is Dierks Bentley. Woo! It's a free celebration. You can come in at any time and watch all that's going down on the riverfront. We've got headliner Dierks Bentley, but also appearing that day, Grace Bowers. Love Grace. Nico Moon is going to be out there having a good time on the stage. And Russell Dickerson. Ain't no party like an RD party. So we are celebrating America's freedom with all of that, and one of the biggest fireworks displays in the United States. Plus, our fireworks are set to the Nashville Symphony, one of the few places in the world where you have live music from the symphony, choreographed timing-wise with incredible fireworks. And we had a drone show last year was thrown in the middle. Have you seen that? Did you get to see it?
Only not live, only video of it. Yeah, I heard it was really cool.
It was so cool. And they did a whole Star Wars thing. It was dun, dun, dun. And then you had like the X-Wing fighter, and my little nerd heart was loving all of that. Visit musiccity.com is where you can find all the information. If you are planning on coming, you can come in, stay. It's going to be downtown. Don't need any tickets because it's absolutely free. And congratulations, going out. Another ACM award handed out already. If you're keeping track at home, Ella is our new female. Zach Top is our new male artist. New duo or group, Red Clay Strays. And now Visual Media of the Year ACM award went to Riley Green and Ella. They did that for their video. Hopefully you've seen it. You Look Like You Love Me. It is gorgeous. They're set in an old Western town and have on the whole outfit. He looks like he's coming in after being on a stagecoach for about 2 or 3 weeks.
So she is 2 for 2.
2 for 2. Walking in winners. Reba surprised them. They were on stage together performing, and Reba showed up with a little video saying, excuse me, I hate to interview or introduce what's happening here, but you just won another ACM award. So congratulations to Ella Langley and to Riley Green, both taking home the ACM award for Visual Media of the Year. Speaking of our headliner on the 4th of July, it's Dierks Bentley.
Cody.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to a brand new week. We are inside our Simply Superior studio here at the A-Cuff House on the Opry Plaza, and we just opened the door, and my friend Morgan Myles just walked in. She's sitting here on the Assembly Food Hall stage. It's so good to see you.
So good to see you. It's been a second.
I feel like I see you just on Instagram. I just keep up.
I feel like I'm never home.
Where is she now?
That's a good thing.
You're really out, like, doing a lot of dates.
I'm running and gunning. Is that a saying?
Yeah.
Okay, yes, that.
It's a basketball term, but sure.
Right.
Yes, it is a saying.
The past 3 months, I think it's been 50 shows already. Yeah, I'm tired a little bit.
Oh,
but
wow.
In 3
again,
months?
I can't complain. Yeah, we're gearing up to release this album. So I'm just, we're going to give it all we got.
Love it. Okay, new live album. It is live at Apogee Studios. I wanted to make sure it was Apogee.
Yes.
So was this the intent when you went in, that you wanted it to be a live album, or did it just kind of gradually turn into that?
No, so the live album, my label Blue Elan in LA, they had this really cool thing with Bob Clearmountain at Apogee Studios, and they said, do you want to do, a live album? I'm like, yeah, and it'll be on vinyl. Check. And in the meantime, I was working on this studio album that's coming out this year. Okay. So that kind of gave us some time so that I could really get creative. We wrote 80 songs in 5 months for the studio album. So I just needed something to kind of pull me over that really represented me, because I feel like in the past, maybe a lot of the releases just, you didn't see that live sound that you get when you come to one of my shows. This was a really great representative of what I do live with my band, and it sounds great. And
okay, we're gonna go back just we're gonna rewind back, because you just threw out the name Bob Clearmountain, right?
Yes, I did.
So Bruce Springsteen Rolling Stones, The Pretenders, Bryan Adams. I mean, like legendary.
Legendary.
Yeah.
And he intros my album. And when he did that night, I like started crying before I even stepped on the stage because he just said the nicest things. And so we actually kept that blurb on it because it was like, did he seriously just say that? I mean, it was, he's a legend.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's incredible.
And recently, Bob actually lost his house in the fires and everything. His studio, Apogee, is still good in Santa Monica, but he, just talking to him about it, like what a perspective and positive and. Yeah. So this is like even more special because I think this is one of the last albums he did before all that happened.
Wow.
That's so crazy.
Shabuzi was set to debut on the Opry, and he had to cancel out because he goes, I've just had to evacuate my house. I can't do this now. So, it's amazing how many people it affected.
Yeah. So sorry.
Speaking of Opry debuts, I will always remember that night at the Ryman Auditorium. It was pretty cool.
I'm telling you, it's going to be hard to beat that night. I always say live on stage, I'm like, I think it's better than like my potential wedding night or like anything in the future because I had always dreamed about it and I like knew like the dress I wanted to wear and everything, and it was a moment. I really needed that for me and just some validation, and it was really, really special.
So America fell in love with you on The Voice. This was 2022.
Yes.
What were you doing before The Voice? What was happening in your life? Where were you in your career? And obviously that has been a springboard that you have taken such good advantage of. That's the whole thing. I think when people think of The Voice, it's like, it doesn't matter where you are on that show. It is the eyeballs that you are in front of. But how do you capitalize on that after? And you've done an amazing job of that. So what were you doing before you got on that show?
Before I, even in 2021 had played like over 100 shows, but, unfortunately, it's just like any other artist, but I've had my ups and downs. I had a really tough, toxic manager, went through that, fought for my master's to be back from a record that I spent a lot of time on. Released that in 2019 or 2020 January. So then, of course, the pandemic hit, lost all those shows to kind of get me going again after that situation. And then I started working with a booking agent at the end of 2020 that ended up embezzling and also stealing money from fans, like privately through like Venmo and Zelle and stuff, which was just heartbreaking. And so I'd been asked to be on The Voice many, many, many times and for like 9 years straight. And, after 17 years in Nashville and just like the toughness of what was going on, I just said, I still feel like I just haven't had my voice or like my story out there. And so I said, what do I have to lose? I'll decide later if I really want to do it. Next thing you know, a whole year in LA. And so the show really was very good to me. I didn't want to win it. I didn't.
I've heard that
I just
from
wanted
a
to get
lot
to
of
the
people.
end.
Yeah.
And so for real, it was a really great platform for me, just like you said. And that's what I said to all my friends on the show. It's like, it's what you do after. So just really represent yourself as who you are truly. And if you don't know who you are, like you better figure it out fast because that's who you're going to be known as. So
And they put you through the machine.
They do.
That's the thing. I think the people that always do well on those shows are the ones that go in knowing who they are and what their voice is.
Absolutely.
Because when they're being swayed by somebody saying, you should sing this song, they know to say, no, that's not who I am. That doesn't fit me. Otherwise, you just get pushed into a certain category they want you to fit into.
Yeah.
So,
and the show knew that I was not doing that.
Good for you.
Even
Yes.
worked with the story producers, and I would be like, no, this song has to tell the story with what I want to say. I said, there's a whole lot of onion in me that you got to peel. And I said, and I'm not afraid to talk about it. And so I'm like, what do we talk about this week? And like Reba even came on because she was a huge part of my story of getting started. And, when I was like home for 2 weeks before going back, she even said, I'll do some B-roll with you and everything. So, and we were talking about women in country music that time. I was singing If I Were a Boy, which she covered Beyonce's song. And we talked about that week. So there was all these pieces and I really felt like I got a lot of my story out.
Love that.
There's an interesting pressure, I think, that has to be with the very first performance, right? Because you got a crowd and you got 4 people not looking at you and while you're singing and trying to sing as well as you can, you're like looking and praying one of these people turns around. And until somebody turns around, I can't imagine what that feels like.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything that can prepare you for that. I mean, for someone that had been in Nashville for 17 years, that was a massive pressure for me. Like, this wasn't any fun and games. Like, I was like, this might just be it. Like, if if nobody turns. And you've also been in LA for 6 weeks. And at that point, we were still under massive COVID restrictions. So you're really in your head. But I just kept saying, hallelujah for me. What is it about? What's my why? And I just focused on this light because I was singing about the things that I've been through personally. And I was like, if I connect within myself and my soul, then America will hopefully connect with me. But they turned around so fast. It was like 5 seconds. My label head said I'm still the fastest 4-chair turn in history of The Voice.
Oh, I love that.
I was like, but I still lost.
That's
but
okay.
no, I was like, this was really, really cool. But you don't hear the slapping. Thank God.
Oh, they add the whoosh.
They add it
The
because
boom
that
and
honestly
okay.
would mess up anything.
Sure. Yeah.
Especially people just getting started. So you don't have that. So that's why I was like, just think about the song. Look
Sing
at
the
that
song.
light way above these people.
We are going to play Woman of My Word. So give us the backstory on this song.
Yeah, I wrote Woman of My Word a while ago, but it was a testament to myself right after that management deal I was talking about. But really just, these are the things that I said that I'm going to do, and I'm not going to let somebody stop me. And this song, even right now, just still rings so true. And that's why it was one of the 2 songs I sang for my Opry debut.
I love it so much. Morgan Myles with us in the studio this morning. Here's Woman of My Word on WSM.
More coffee, country, and Cody is on WSM.
And on our Assembly Food Hall stage right now, Morgan Myles has joined us. She has a new live album, working on another studio album as well. She's all over the place. Just keep up with her on socials. That's how I do it. I can't find her anywhere because she's just done 50 shows in 3 months. Girl, how do you even do laundry?
On the road, you find your times. I mean, carry those Tide Pods.
You're like in the sink in there. You're
it's so bad. Oh my
I
gosh.
know.
That's why my back hurts from carrying too much luggage.
I get it.
Speaking of on the road, did you not get your Opry invite in the middle of nowhere in the car? If I remember correctly.
I remember Jen Tressler.
Yeah.
She called me. We hadn't even made it home from The Voice yet. We were traveling all the way back because my parents came with my dog. And so it was like a day and a half after we left the finale. And I just bawled like a big baby.
That's amazing.
And they said, and would you like it to be at the Ryman? I'm like, oh my gosh, not the OG
please.
Mother Church. So it was like
Yes,
knocking off 2 bucket
please.
lists in the same moment.
And being here for 17 years,
Yeah.
you watched so many things change. You watched a lot of people. We were just reminiscing about Taylor in the early years.
Yeah, who I used to intern for.
Yes.
So crazy.
But to see that, how did that form you as an artist? Because I think when you talk to people who've been here for that long and then they have success a little bit later, they go, oh my gosh, thank goodness, because I understand what it means now. I don't know that I would have appreciated it the same if it happened early on.
Yeah, you just don't. You know, I was brought into this town when it was a quote unquote 10-year town. And that's not necessarily happening so much now. I mean, you could have a viral sensation. But for me, I really did go into the trenches. I've been a utility player on tour. I've played probably how many shows in my life now. I've been the opening act on festivals at 2:00 in the afternoon when nobody was there. I've played dive bars when nobody came. You know, it's not been this easy trek. So when you get to the Ryman and it's sold out and all these people from all these facets of your life, your writers, your group, you know, and everybody gives a standing ovation, you're like, okay, God still thinks that I have a place in this passion, this dream to be a vessel to people. It just means something different when you've really, really been through the blood, sweat, and tears. And it doesn't get easier. It's perseverance at its finest. And it's also like just understanding your why. And it has to be deeper than ego.
I'm glad you mentioned utility player too, by the way, because when someone has a vocal range like you have and sings so well and can write so well, sometimes other parts of the the resume get forgotten. But,
yeah.
but man, you can play too. And I know you're so proud of that as well. That's a big deal, you know?
For a long time too, I think people didn't think I even wrote my songs. So now on tour, there's a 30-minute segment in my tour where I pass around note cards and I'm like, you ever thought about writing a song? Well, write down a hook. And right on the spot, I will write music. And it's so connecting to what people are going through. It turns into this really cool like experience. And I'm just making up stuff on the spot. I'm like, please don't put anything funny or turtles, but give me something real. Give me some vulnerability. But it's great. I've had women stand up and like really tell their story about even domestic violence. I mean, I've had men stand up and say, you know, I lost all this weight and I haven't been out of my house in 18 years. Like, it's crazy.
Whoa.
This cool connected, because you don't know who's sitting in those seats and what they need to hear to go into their next day feeling better, not so lonely or isolated. Music has that power.
And Sturgill Simpson kind of captured the market on turtle songs. And, so, I mean, once you get one good turtle song, you really don't need another one. Right? Yeah.
If you were ever at a festival with Trampled by Turtles, then you know it's going to be great. Speaking of songs that go deep, Overthinking is the song you're going to play for us. And I said, this should be my national anthem for sure. How many of us just
overthink everything?
Get in our head.
100%. Yeah, the hook is, I'm overthinking, thinking you're over me. But I am an overthinker. I think every writer is an overthinker. But it just, you know, going through some of my relationships, it's interesting because all you just need is honesty. You really do. I don't know why people try to hide who they are, because eventually it's going to come out. And that's all I ask. I'm a very vulnerable, open person. And even anything that's happened in my past, like, I'm a very open person. So it's just hard when people take that and then weaponize it against you later. And that's now I feel like my mistrust that happens and why I have walls. So then you just finally get to this place that you go, I don't care anymore. And getting closer and closer to that is so healthy. But it's work. I mean, it really takes a lot of effort to go, you know what? It don't matter. And it's definitely not going to matter in a week or a year. So.
There you go. All right. Well, play it for us right now. It's Morgan Myles live in studio with us.
All right.
Girl.
At like 9:30 in the morning. What am I doing to myself?
I looked at her and I was like, she's doing this this morning. What a great song. It's so good. Oh, show off the vinyl, by the way. So the new album live at Apogee Studios is available vinyl, and it is very pretty vinyl, by the way.
The part is the wax itself. Look at this sunburst.
Oh, that's beautiful. So it's gold with a little bit of red, it's like red veins in there. That's so gorgeous. Yes. Did you get to pick that out? You decided
and
it
I
matches
had a huge
your
part of the design.
Look at that.
And it was so much fun making it. This is all the live footage from that show too.
Is that your first vinyl?
Yes. I know it took me a while to get there, but yes, it's been so much fun. We actually sold the whole first batch, so the next batch is going to be blood red.
Change the color, make them buy it again.
We did.
That's the theory, right?
Limited edition.
And I always say, I think how many streams is a $30 record? And I think a lot of people want to really support artists, and I'm like, that's a great way to do it.
I like something I can hold.
Yeah,
too.
me too.
And
me too.
A record is the perfect size.
Yes.
Before we let you go, you got to talk about spending some time in Muscle Shoals and writing down there and what that city has felt like.
Yeah. So this next album, Ross Hogarth produced it, and he basically became like my A&R for the record. He's a tough cookie, but he's so passionate. And I started writing in Muscle Shoals a ton, especially with Gary Nichols, who played with the Steel Drivers forever. The thing with Gary and I's voice, it just like that Southern soul sound just came together. And I begged Gary. I was like, can you be on my record? So he's actually playing all the BGVs on most of the record. He came out to LA and I was like, his sound is just incredible. So I wrote a lot there, and also in Austin, Texas with David Grissom, who plays all the lead guitars on my record too, and he's fantastic. So, and then of course in Nashville, but the thing about Muscle Shoals is it truly is only music there. It's just a bunch of small studios, and there's just like they always say, there's something in the water, but there's really nothing else going on in that town. You're just so ensconced into the creative. Like we were writing in this like mansion turned into like an old mansion turned into a studio. So it's a house, a living room with like recording equipment all throughout it.
Oh, that's
it's so
cool.
crazy.
That's so
but
cool.
But it's a vibe.
Yeah.
And
You've got quite the
songs.
Rolling Stones thread running through your life
I
lately.
love
Bob
it.
Clearmountain.
Because it's so
you know,
real.
the Stones
And I
recorded
need
there.
that. I
Yeah.
so need that
Yeah.
because it's so freaking authentic and real and like what I was raised on because I was like an old soul, like even from when I started playing guitar. So it's just so cool to just see people really just so much about the music. And so it was good. It was such a creative time too that, you know, I just melted into.
Well, we are so thankful you stopped by to see
Oh my
us.
gosh, I love you guys.
Thanks
Thank
for
you so
making
much for having
time.
me.
Congratulations. The new album live at Apogee Studios. You can get the vinyl, everybody. Go see her and follow her everywhere. That's how to keep up with Morgan Myles.
Yeah, I'll probably be there soon.
We've got more coming up.
From WSM Radio, this is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody, to all who celebrate. Just letting you know, there are several places that are giving you free queso today. Some places, free queso if you are ordering on their apps. So, you know, just make sure you're taking advantage. We don't get a lot of free stuff in our lives.
Yep.
So,
Where's the free frozen margarita option? I don't see any of those.
no. Chewy's $6 regular, $9 grande signature house Ritas if you want a margarita. $6
Well,
margarita.
there's one over at Opry Mills, very close by.
$1 floater if you want a little extra on the top.
All right.
$1 off Corona, and $5 queso bowls.
Okay.
So, and Chewy's does have great queso.
Yeah.
Just really good. Moe's is doing first 20 customers in store on May the 5th will score a free T-shirt.
Oh, that's cool.
That's pretty cool.
Okay.
And you get a free side of queso with entree today.
Pushing the cheese.
Throwing it out there. Pushing the cheese. Everybody loves that. And I think there were a couple of others.
Chipotle had something going on, too.
had, if you order, let's see, free delivery if you use the code DELIVER on their app or their website, or you can use Cinco25 on their app and get free queso, free chips and queso.
Oh, okay.
And then they've got a whole game that they're launching, but that looked like too much work. Nobody wants to do
I
that.
just want to drink and eat. I don't want to work.
Well, it's Roblox. So
oh,
it's like
Jackson will come and do this for me.
Just
then.
let him do that.
Oh, yeah.
And then you could possibly get a free entree.
Roblox, that's addictive stuff.
Is it?
Well, not for me, but
I don't know. I've never seen it. Okay. So just sharing fun videos with everybody this morning. We shared this one earlier in case you missed it. My friend Carly Pierce. She's so real on social media. And that's really her. So, you know, we've been around her a lot. We love her so much. She doesn't pretend to be somebody that she isn't. So her friend Kelsey Ballerini just wrapped up the tour, was taking off her wig, like getting all of the glue removed from her forehead and doing it very delicately. And Carly said, yeah, that's not my speed. Take a listen.
And this is a dream. My sweet friend Kelsey posted a 2-minute video where she very delicately, very professionally, very correctly, very gracefully takes her wig off. And I feel called out. I feel like I'm clearly not doing it right because this is how long it takes me to take my wig off.
1 second. 1 second. If you set your timer at home, it was 1 second, pulled it off. That's more my speed. Not that I ever do a wig, but if I did, that's exactly how it would work with me as well. So I'm headed off to Texas. I will be sending back all of my behind the scenes for all of you. ACM Awards happening Thursday night, but I'll be there tomorrow night. And Wednesday night, we'll be doing live streams. I'll give you all the details.
So if people ask, she's probably in Texas?
It's his 30th number one.